Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Morning. Hi,
We're here.
Karen. Sweetie. I love my coffee, but Jesus, it takes a cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee maker's getting real slow.
Uh-oh.
Time for a little vinegar. Oh, lots of movement in the news. I got to
Yeah.
remember. Go ahead.
Hmm. I don't know what we're going to talk about, Scott. I mean, it's not like every 5 minutes there's a news break.
I got to start writing them down again. Breaking
Mhm.
news. It's kind of like some of the news kind of gets washed through the brain,
Right.
and I remember them. It's kind of like a dream. It's like, oh, that'll be a good one to read on this weekend, and then it's like, oh, where'd it go? It's like,
Well, I just watched a video and it was very beautifully produced. The graphics were incredible. But it was about how everything's speeding up, how the ascension is making time speed up, and how time's almost distorted for people. It's happening so quickly. Danny and I did a show on that 2 years ago at Lionsgate because that's what the people watching that date was saying was going to happen, that we were going to start splitting into two camps and time was going to move very, very rapidly. And once the two lines started separating, there wasn't really any going back to get people out of the other branch of the walk. But what Danny and I both saw was time was going to start to move so fast that you were literally going to lose time because, and you're going to wake up and you're going to know something's going on, even though you can't track to the moment you saw the article or heard it or whatever. And that's what this guy was talking about. He was saying it was an ascension system, part of the ascension system all over the world, and just kind of go with the flow. So,
wait, okay. Time feels distorted, Teresa. Hmm.
yep. And it feels like it skips.
Yes, Pam. Nancy's got her channel rolling too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You can check and see if any more flip flops are going to happen.
Oh, flippers? They'll kind of, I think they might slow. When I'd heard some discussions on this, and it would happen right before the trial. They'd see how close they could get and then realize, no, I really don't want to go to jail for this. But especially where it was 19 and what it's now 16, um, her deals are going to get less and less wonderful. So, you know.
It's the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, Diana. So, high candidates are probably Jenna Ellis, Eastman. All the lawyers are probably going to want to flip.
Yeah, no lawyers seen the inside of a jail. They don't want to go there.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here with Georgia. 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 Georgia's on our mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Want to do a general or look at be like IHOP pancake flip?
Mm-hmm.
We want to look at certain people or just in general?
Let's see if there's going to be some more flipping in the next 2 weeks. I'd give it 2 weeks because it's going to have to settle down from there when they have to look at what that person has on them. But now they've got both sides of the conspiracy as far as Trump goes. They've got the in-house one in Georgia with that uh, guy who runs a um, so you can pay your way out of jail till you go to trial. That guy, I've forgotten the word, and
Oh, the bail bondman?
bail bondsman. The bail bondsman went, and then he was all up in it with Sidney Powell. Now, Sidney Powell was in the office in the White House too, but what they really wanted was Chesborough. But Chesborough knew if she started talking about what he was saying in that meeting, I was just being a paid constitutional consultant, wasn't going to hold shit, excuse me, wasn't going to hold water. And he was gone. So now they've got people that were in the White House talking, and they've got people that are in Georgia group talking. So
wow.
That good, huh?
There's going to be more leaks about info, possibly with Chesbro and Powell flipping.
Mhm.
You know, information leaks. You know, and it's just start
Yeah.
getting people scared. Because I got the sort of truth coming out. People thinking about looking for assistance with the Three of Wands, and then reality sinking in. They got a no crap moment. So I think it's the beginning of flipping. People are looking for their introspection of what they're going to do.
Mhm.
I know they messed up. They're looking at their funds and debating about flipping themselves for a deal with the Knight of Coins.
Mhm.
Then I have Justice, Five of Wands and Five of Swords. Conflicts, lack of energy, but I think people are going to start coming in and talking secretly. We're not going to hear about it.
No, but with the fives, it's people who are looking for a change. They want to change what their situation is, definitely.
Yeah,
What I got,
there's desperation here, I think. Yeah.
mhm. What I got was the High Priestess upside down. No secrets here. I mean, everybody knows what everybody else knows. And the people who are most interested in flipping right now are the people around Sidney Powell, because she may be crazy, and she may have made the statement that she was being given ideas by a woman who'd been internally decapitated. So her brain was floating around in her head. I mean, that woman gave readers a bad name. I hate to tell you, but anyway. And it is definitely a money issue. Definitely a money issue for them. And there's going to be a lot of soul searching and, oh, do I do this? Do I do this? But at the end, they're going to know the Hierophant's waiting.
Oops. Hit the wrong one.
That's okay. It's that they all understand this is now much bigger than they are, and Trump has no power to do anything. So,
Jenna, Northern Carolina. She was fired from the DA's office. I did read about that. Yeah, no. Maybe there's a secret deal. Just leave and we won't spill the beans on you.
that Jenna Ellis?
Yeah.
What a vacant little suit.
Yeah. And she claims Republican women are more desirable than Democratic women.
I guess it's who's doing the desiring. If you want Matt Gaetz all over you, fine. Have a wonderful life.
Well, that's right. Probably could look at it again next week, but October 30th is the start of the 14-3 challenge in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
The hearing starts.
Mm-hmm.
All the appeals by 45's lawyers have failed.
Mm-hmm.
Going forward the 30th. Let me see. October 30. Okay. All right.
So,
back to what we want to look at.
okay.
Yeah, what the heck? We'll stay with Jen in that realm.
Okay. Let's see if Jenna will flip before they ever go to trial. Because the way that girl's going, she's going to have 100 things to flip over by the end of her life. Let's not include all that.
You know, what's sad, I was seeing, it just popped in my head, but I was seeing on Twitter and whatnot, or maybe a video, all these people like Jenna Ellis and,
Hmm.
you know, putting out GoFundMe's for help, and all these right wingers, they're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
Yet people that truly need money for cancer treatments, their house burns down, whatever, they'll get a couple thousand.
Yep.
You know, it's ridiculous of the mindset out there that they're just going to, you know, well, one good news is going to take money away from the Republicans.
That's right. Every time I see that, I'm like, good. That's money that can't go to the Republicans.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if anyone's seen we'll come back this quick. About Florida, there's been reporting out there that about Casey's breast cancer.
Hmm.
So there's been new funding put out there for $190 million from the Congress in Florida for breast cancer awareness, whatnot.
Hmm.
A lot of it's controlled by Casey. They're wondering where $111 million went to.
Oh, wow.
Of that money.
Do we want to ask if they'll find it, if they'll be able to get it?
A lot of people are starting to wonder if she even had breast cancer. It was all a grift.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, she was gone for a few days, never wore a mask.
Yeah. Doesn't act like a patient I'd want to have. Okay. We can ask if she ever had it. And I have a bone to pick with Florida right now. Our property insurance just tripled because all the insurers that pulled out of Florida, they also are in my part of the world, and they're making us pay for all the money they've had to pay out in Florida. And that's what happened. And this happened in the 80s or early 90s when, you know, if they had 3 hurricanes down in Houston, we don't have hurricanes in Dallas. We do have tornadoes, but they don't come as often. And all of a sudden, our property tax in the condominiums that I was on the board, our property taxes just soared. And we could sort of better afford it because it was spread over 200 households. But little condo communities that had 10 and 15 units, they got hit with this amount you had to have, and it just made it untenable. I know of at least 2 sets of 10-unit buildings where all of owners got together and they said, we're just walking away. We can't afford this. And it's starting to happen here again. And there'll be a big fight and there'll be all kinds of stuff and they'll work it out. But, and that's all because they never got their insurance together in Florida. Let's see. She had breast cancer. I got 5 yeses. But she saw it as a way to get money, to get control of some money. And she's going to be found out, but what she's not doing with the money is going to be found out. But she did.
Because it's really hard now to get information out of the DeSantis administration.
Mm-hmm.
Because of bills, whatever, but they hide everything. They won't let anything out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even with their transportation. He's supposedly using private jets to go everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They can't ever, you know, people can't find out whether it's on the taxpayer's dime or his campaign is doing it, whatever. Yeah, I'm seeing a creative idea to make money with the Page of Coins, the Queen of Wands, and the Chariot. Some kind of movement. It's not really telling me in the cards here whether it was positive she had it. It was obviously not aggressive as she did.
No, she could have had an encapsulated tumor. I've had one of those, and they don't do much to you after that. They just watch you.
Or maybe it almost feels like she had a procedure.
Mm-hmm.
May have been a mass, but it wasn't really cancer. That kind of feeling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Had something removed and used it
Mm-hmm.
as a grift here.
Well, she grifted off that one hurricane where she raised money privately because she said money that came through the feds wasn't handled efficiently, and now no one can find out what happened to all that money.
Yeah, that was mentioned in that article too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that money hasn't been accounted for. So it's in coordination with the Satan here. So I have the King of Cups, a Fool's Journey, and then Strength. So it's like they came up with a plan to have more security, like a power couple kind of feeling there. The wealthy man with the King of Coins feels like someone's helping with this venture to gain abundance. There's always grifters along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Page of Cups, there could be some offers or someone flipping on it. Ace of Cups is my next summer card. So it may take a while. God, these people. On the bottom, I do have the King of Swords, which could be investigations into him.
In the bottom of my deck, I had High Priestess, and she's sitting there. It'll come out. It's just not there yet.
What grifters?
And isn't his story that his wife should have been on all those fashion magazines because she's so beautiful?
Probably something like that.
And they were very offended that she wasn't. Trump had the same gripe because they didn't put Melania on him, but Michelle had been on all of them. So
I know, right, Phyllis? You're grifting off didn't do anything for the people.
Mm-mm.
So as far as that person, the article I read, they only found like they went to cancer centers or whatever and asked for the funding, how much you got.
Mm-hmm.
So certain places got 10 million here, 20 million here, but no one knows where the other 120 million is.
Well, they have a senator who fleeced Medicare worse than anyone ever did. He was sued.
Only in Florida.
And it's full of old people that they were stealing from. And they elected him senator.
I seen a clip of Mike Pence. Speaking of presidential runs, he was at some talk. There was like 3 people there.
Some people just don't know when to take it and go home and sit down.
Just let the original dollar build in interest, keep the interest. Yeah, like 190 million in an account. You'd make a year's salary and just from interest.
Mm-hmm.
Carol said, well, maybe she had breast cancer and used it later as a grift. Possible. I'm not really, like I said, I don't really sense like full-blown problems. It's like it feels like it was more procedure, like there may have been a lump or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people were stating in the comments after that, it's like, I had breast cancer. I was surely going to die if I got COVID. I'm walking around in masks. I'm not being in public. No. She's right out partying away. No mask. Okay. Justices. I see Senator Whitehouse is putting out a couple new bills.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the House ain't gonna pass it, right?
Well, it depends on how many of them are left to vote.
True. There's one's about the court. Him and 3 other senators. 18-year term limit.
Mm-hmm.
For more disclosure, all that stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
and there's something else. All
I'm
great bills, but
I'm going to see if there's going to be if 2 are going to be leaving in March or April.
My guy showed Clarence Thomas got bye first.
Yeah.
Timing, oh God, who knows, right? But we all said Ginny was going to be coming up with problems.
I think it's going to come when people quit having the delusions about who's in there, and that's getting rid of them. And then they thought they were all powerful, and they're about to hit the dark night of the soul here when the laws start passing, and it's all going to be over their financial dealings. And then everybody's going to be kind of stuck on what they'll have mechanisms to deal with it, but I think it's going to be it could be more than 2. Wish they could get Alito out of there.
Yeah, Clarence, Alito.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those 2 are the worst. Actually, Coney Barrett came out and said she's open and that there should be disclosure and checks on the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. It's like, wow, who got into you?
Obviously, the Federalist Society doesn't want them to come looking altogether too closely.
So, I start off with female energy for some reason. Queen of Wands, my Empress star, the Duchess, something to do with family. My Duchess, Queen of Wands, and Knight of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
So there's energy moving on a female. It very well could be talking about Ginny, not necessarily court. Then I have a King of Swords, a King of Cups, and my 3-4 Wands is about public service.
Mm-hmm.
So we have scrutiny on 2 men, with the King of Swords and King of Cups, and it dealing with a female energy, and it really feels like it's leaning towards Clarence.
Yeah, Clarence doesn't look so good if you think about how he's lived his life, but he really doesn't look so good if you look at the physical shell.
So I'm getting a lot of 2s and 3s, which is February, March kind of feeling, or 2 months. Then I have my Sun card, which is May, Knight of Coins, Queen of Swords. So that's a lot of investigative work, some dark energy.
Mm-hmm.
So March, April. Those dates aren't really popping in my mind like a bingo. But definitely there's male energy coming out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Knight of Coins can be an offer.
Yep.
Offer to leave. There's more coming to light. With the King of Swords, it can be Jack Smith's investigation too, along with doing community service and what's going on with justice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But my Sun card is 5.
Mm-hmm.
Things coming out. So let's go within by May.
Okay.
Something's going to happen by May. So I'm getting a lot of 2s and 3s though. So it could be February, it could be March.
Or 2s or 3s can also mean it's just in the most nascent stages. Because when I get lots of 9s and 10s, it means it's about to happen or it's happening right now.
Right.
And 2s and 3s are like the ideas are out there, they're getting worked on, they're just not there yet. Let's see. So what do you want? You want to know if it's going to all come down by May?
Yeah, we can try that.
Okay. Hi, Crone Zone. I was on their show yesterday. It was lots of fun. We did pendulums, your favorite thing, Scott.
I don't mind pendulums, but I just don't rely on them. Yeah.
Yeah. What I've got is in the past building up to it. People don't have their act together, but they know what they're looking for. But they just don't have their act together. But this is spring. This is springtime. And this is cutting the cord, to put it mildly, the end of what's been going on, and new beginnings, new chances for a new system to work. So I think your May card was right.
So it feels like, I mean, it may take, once things drop, it may take a while, of course, to get rid of anybody.
Well, you know how they draw things out. It could be they may get an inkling of it in February, and then we're going to have to hear about it every other day in the news until they finally do it.
Well, bless you, Claudia. Thank you for the donation.
Thank you, Claudia.
Lala Mia, Sony, love. Kind of feels like you need to be in the right space to find love. It's like either not over the past or you're not ready. Love will come when you're ready for love. If you're not ready for love, you'll just get bad.
What you got before.
Right. So to me, it feels like 6 months.
Okay. I'm going to throw down some cards and see what I can get for her. There's someone coming, but it's not going to come until you let go of some stuff you've been holding on to that you think is going to work. Or you get past, like Scott said, an old situation you can't get out of your head. Because once you're past that, you've got this charming gentleman, and he has money.
Ooh, nice.
And the thing that you're going to like about him and he's going to like about you is you both have sort of, don't take this in the wrong way, sharp tongues. You both can give and take verbally, and you're going to be attracted to each other because of your verbal wit.
Yeah, I'm getting a king of coins would make life more better. I do have a man of money, balance life better. Knight of coins, it's coming slowly, a little patience. But yeah, I get you need to let go of something in the past.
Right. That's what the 10 of Wands is about.
Yeah. Dealing with things in the past, end it. King of Cups. Could be an ex-husband, could be a father figure or whatever, but someone was not nice to you and you need to let it go.
Well, she needs to find someone that's her intellectual and financial equal. So that's why he's King of Coins, because he can match you and he's not there trying to figure out what he can get out of you. But what he's not there worrying about that at all. He's worrying about what you both can add together. Yeah.
Maggie. Cat Maggie. Cat Maggie. How long ago did she disappear? 2 weeks. I don't know. I'm not feeling Maggie returning.
Yes.
Feels like she may have had an accident. Dog attacked her.
Have you checked with all the shelters? Was she chipped? Because I see, you're heartbroken, you're really crushed. But I don't see her having gone through quite a severe thing as Scott does. I see she's trying to get home. She's trying to find a new way to get there. And the end card is the 9 of Cups. So I think I'd start double checking with the shelters, especially if she's got a chip. I told you what happened to my son. His cat doesn't like to stay in the house. And so the cat got out and then it disappeared and it was like gone for 3 or 4 days. And the neighbors heard him out calling for the cat. So one of the neighbors came and he said, Sean, come over, look under my bush. And there was his cat dead under the bush. So they scooped it up in a thing, buried it in the backyard. Then he had to tell the kids the cat's dead and everything. And then Sean left town. He flew somewhere and he gets a phone call. And it's the Austin city's animal shelter. And they said, we have your cat Con. And Sean said, I don't think you have my cat Con. And the guy said, yes, we do. And it had his chip in it. And it ends up a cat that looked the same coloring as Con had died under the neighbor's bushes. And because it had been there for a bit, and this was back when it was 110 degrees every day, looked pretty bad. So they just buried it, assuming it was Con. So Sean had to make arrangements with friends in Austin to go pick Con up from the animal shelter. So then you have to go back and tell all your friends you really didn't bury your cat. So
I don't know.
I thought somehow it's going to get back to you.
I'm not getting that kind of coming home. If she said a dog attacked her, so I'm getting a 6 of Swords here in the past, Page of Swords, and Queen of Coins, which talks about trying to flee, trying to get safe journey. And then I have a King of Swords, Queen of Swords, and then the Death card. It feels like trying to flee, something bad happened. A lot of dark energy here. Power, dark, but then I have the Death. And then I have the Justice, Queen of Cups, and 6 of Cups.
I think if the cat doesn't come back alive, you're going to find out what happened somehow.
Yeah, to me, it feels like when she ran away, something bad may have happened. An injury, something like that. I don't know. I just don't have a good feeling that she's going to make it back.
All I read was the cards. I don't have a feeling one way or another.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not sensing it. Because I was given release point, Tom came home. So I'm ready. It's turning into a different day. What the heck? Got back from Italy on Mel's trip Wednesday. Still haven't found my car keys. But cost $400. Place plus towing. Oh, you went on Mel's trip? Wow. Mel Doors?
I guess.
Still haven't found my car key fob.
I am the worst at finding things for you. It's not a skill I have. I can see if you're going to find them without having to replace it. But
yeah, let's just try that. The fob, everything has energy. So a key has energy, a fob has energy.
Right.
And I'm not seeing it around you. It's like a distance, so it feels like it fell out of something. Like I don't see it coming back. Let's see what the cars say. Oh, he took a group to Italy for 9 days. Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear he was gone. The key fob. The key fob. Yeah.
This is all I get from my cards. I get you, and you're in your right head about this stuff. But I see you going on a trip and having a good time. But I see that you've got. Is there a younger person that you know, where you might have been around them, or they may have the keys? Because what I've got is someone is in possession of things, they're not letting it go, and it's a younger, sharp-tongued person, but it's or someone who doesn't screw around. So if they realize you think they might have your keys, they'd let you know.
Yeah, it's good. Try to call airport and see if they turned it in.
I just have a feeling it slipped away when you.
It feels like it could be in pieces. So the 8 of coins is like working on things. It's broken.
Mm-hmm.
The moon, it's unfindable, and it had a tower moment. It had a destruction. That leads me to believe it may have gotten run over or crushed or something like that.
And I think you were putting it in a place where you thought it would be really secure, and it ended up it was not. I mean, it could slip out of it, and you didn't realize it.
Yeah. So I'm getting the death card along with its energy.
Well, that's.
And then the last 3 cards, 8 of cups, it ran away.
Mm-hmm.
And then my 9, 10 of coins is all about stability, but that's next to the 5 of swords, so it's not functioning. With those 3 going away, the functionality is gone. So to me, it feels like it got ran over, lost, something. So I don't see it coming back in my. Remember taking it off the house keys before I left and thought I threw it in the floor. No, they kind of show me separated.
Mm-hmm.
Separated from you, like it isn't where it's supposed to be. That kind of thought. I'm sorry. Okay. Santos. Let's go to Santos.
Oh, okay.
He's got a court appearance coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He got the flipper.
They can throw him out of Congress now, since they can't even get everybody together. They don't need his 1 vote. They can't get 3 votes together. So.
Oh, it's the fob key, Deanne, the 400, not the key. Those expensive fobs. So yeah,
Those things that are supposed to make your life so much easier, and they make them so much more expensive.
Yeah. Depending on your car, some fobs need to just be near the car to even run.
Mm-hmm.
New things.
That's why she has to tow it into the dealership. Okay, what will the outcome? Okay, how's George going to feel at the end of the 27th, at the end of the day?
I was reading something else. He doesn't even have a finance person who's supposed to oversee his funding. His funding's in the negative. He's had to pay people back. Stealing
Oh, poor George. It's going to be a very stressful day for George. Does he have a male or a female judge? Because I've got a male that's maybe George not, but it's a female that's in the courtroom that hurts him the most. But this is how George is going to feel at the end of the day, like he's dead and he's a hanged man. So it's going to be a tough day for George.
The female flipped on him.
Ah, that may be what she's doing there.
She took a deal already. There's someone else. They might need to flip too, but he's trying to hide people yet. Maybe someone who's behind his funding. He's still trying to hide that, or something in the past. He's got the hermit.
Apparently, he had someone clever enough to be able to override when people gave him a donation with a credit card.
Right.
They had a person that could override that, and they just started charging him every month. Or one guy got $15,000 worth of charges against his credit, and it was someone out of DeSantis's camp that had the numbers.
Yeah, I guess the campaign has been having to pay all these people back.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in the negative, and he's not getting donations.
I can't imagine why. Give him your credit card number, Scott. You going to call him up and do that?
Right. So he's delusional here. Justice is going to win over him.
Mm-hmm.
They have him dead to rights. The Hierophant, Queen of Swords, and Strength.
Mm-hmm.
He's done. He's still in a delusional state that he can get out of this. Because I got the Fool, Knight of Cups, and Seven of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he's...
But that's why I said at the end of the day, he goes through transition, which is like death. It's like a complete and utter change, and he's just left hanging. I mean...
In the end, I have Page of Wands, Five of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. I think he's going to be talking about a deal.
Mm-hmm.
There's prison coming up for him. Page of Wands is about talking. Five of Wands is stuck. The Knight of Pentacles can be a deal. So we got an offer coming here with a deal. Yeah, he's done for. So it feels like a deal's coming here. There's an offer of a deal coming the 25th. I think they want him to flip on the true source of funding for his campaigns and whatnot too. The truth shall come out. Ace of Swords on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Double-edged swords. He's done for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just feels like it feels kind of procedural, but it's like a plea offer or something, possibly too. It might, oh geez, it might happen, you know, kind of like Georgia too. I think he knows he's done for, or maybe like the court might not happen, kind of like what happened to Georgia.
Yeah,
they might be already in talks. Have you heard what the court appearance is for? I can't remember.
I think it's just set like a court date for all of his, you know, looking at what it's going to take. I don't think it's a final hearing at all, but I don't really know. Actually, quite honestly, when George DeSantis appears on the screen, I don't even have to hit the remote and fast forward. My mind shuts off and somehow knows to turn back on when he's gone. It's a skill you learn when you're older, how to ignore them.
But
Oh,
superseding
superseding
stuff.
indictments. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I can't believe they allow him even
Congressperson.
be there yet. This is nuts. Even like with Menendez, he's in big league trouble too. Oh, I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, right.
Okay.
They got him bad this time.
He and George must share a water source at the Congress or something.
Let alone he was still doing it a year ago.
Oh, I know.
Unbelievable. Brett Favre, the scandal down in Mississippi with the governor.
Mm-hmm. So much crime in so little time. Okay.
Doesn't sound. He keeps denying different things, but more stuff comes out, and
No.
he's in deep.
Yeah, but he's dashing around and cutting up everybody's story. He's in Mississippi. This is a no. This is a no. People really don't want to look at it that closely. This is a no. He's not going anywhere. He got 2 aces on this that are no's. So they're not going to go after him. They may put up a thing like they look like they did. But if there are people have to say, okay, this is what I'm getting. If people have to say what he did to make that happen, and I know I saw a news story that said that's already happened, those people won't talk anymore.
His credibility is going to be shot.
Yeah.
I have him going through dark times with this investigation, surrounding him with the corruption in the government there.
Yeah, but when I read held responsible, I read formally responsible. Like some agency says, you did this, it was wrong, we need to get the money back somehow. I don't think that's going to happen.
In the past, I do have him being involved.
Oh, yeah.
With the money situation and bringing it forward. So I have the 9-10 of coins is all about the finances. Duchess coordinating, him involved. I thought it was going to be, a better. Knight of Wands taking that action. So in the end, I have a plea deal with the government. So I have protection with the Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, and then my evaluating the situation, and then it's kind of like the Two of Swords Temperance.
Mm-hmm.
Like a decision is going to be made by the prosecutors, and he's got protection.
Yep.
So it's like he's going to either, flip or take a deal, restitution or something, because there was money here. But it's not showing any like prison or something, but this makes me feel like his reputation is shot.
Yeah. But that's not going to hurt him. It wasn't his money that went into that gym. It was money taken from children and families in need. It was not.
But yeah,
and he has the money. I mean, he could have put the money in and built the damn thing for the kid.
Oh, I know, right? He could have done it himself instead of grifting off of it. I think I sense the government is going to be in more trouble than him.
Good. Because they're the ones that let it happen.
Yeah, with that Hierophant card.
Oh, somebody asked about my other favorite poster child from Congress, Matt Gaetz.
I know it's conspiracy kind of stuff, but it's kind of weird how all these things happened and then the government can't work. So with the House not in order, they can't run the House ethics.
Mm-hmm.
On Gates, on Santos. They can't get funding for overseas
Mm-hmm.
with Ukraine, Israel. Um,
It's the
it's
thing.
like people were just chatting. It's like this was the plan, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't get funding for the government. It was kind of they were saying this kind of looks like a plan to destroy it all down, to help Putin, to stop investigations into certain people.
No, who is that Republican group that said they wanted to make government so small they could drown it in a bathtub? This is your family first party. They want to drown a baby in a bathtub, but um, this is their plan. And I mean, they couldn't do it other ways. They couldn't like came damn close by giving us the worst president that ever sat in that chair. But this is much. I mean, Trump was nuts, but it was one person that was nuts. This is everybody's nuts. And I think when the long-term history gets written about where was the guy who runs the Department of Justice, that guy, I think when people say, why didn't he take action? How come it took him so long to get, bring in Smith to do things? And what you're going to find, I think in the long, not now, and I may never live to see it because it's going to take a while for it all to come out. We're going to find out that Trump and some people who worked with him put so many people in the DOJ that were not trustworthy. It took them a year or longer to even start to weed out who should be there and who shouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
And it froze everything, and Tommy, yeah, when's he going to move and live in the state that he's supposedly the senator for? He lives on the coast of Florida now. He doesn't live in Alabama.
It's like everything is in a hold with this Congress,
Mm-hmm.
the House of Representatives. Yeah, let's do that. A big full read on the what's going to change this stalemate in Congress with
Okay.
Tuberville, House of Rep.
Yeah, it's like you could pick nothing but names of bad actors.
Yeah, I guess there's what, like 13 new applicants for Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
A lot of people we don't even know of. So I guess they're going to go in secret conference and vote out, have a private Republican vote and weed out. Vote for everyone, whoever's the lowest drops off. Like 13 private votes and see who comes out the winner.
Well, for the moderates who sat there and didn't speak, and I can understand it when you see that, when you hear the message the woman in Iowa got. They're threatening their lives, but they let those guys take over, and they knew privately what was going on. So did Liz Cheney. I know we think she did a wonderful thing working with the January 6th committee, and she paid for it with her career to this point. She's going to have another one, but she knew. She said when one of the guys reached down to try and help her get up when they were breaking into Congress, she said, "Don't you touch me, you did this." I mean, they all knew. And she was in the leadership meetings when she heard them plotting this crap. And she kept her mouth shut until they came up with the January 6th. Why not go out that day and say, by the way, my fellow party members are trying to bring the House down? Because that wouldn't have given them any time to come up with alternative stories. There's just a lot of adults that all they cared about was their own butt. So, when will this change?
Yeah, I seen that, Pixie.
What?
Sarah Huckabee trying to get rid of Chinese people.
There are a lot more of them than there are of her, so she's not going to have too much luck with that.
Well, the Chinese government was buying up properties and stuff.
Well, we did that with Japan when they were coming in and buying up everything in the 70s.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, what you got, Scott?
This is affecting the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I have starting out the world high priestess and queen of wands. So creative ideas affecting the world. High priestess can be secret dealings. Creative idea. Let's see. I have hurting Biden here. So King of Cups, strength in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Hurting our government, hurting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, strength card is the foundation, the tower, break it all down. Lies, the devil, and 5 of Cups. Losing. Getting rid of the devil. Getting rid of trolls. How is that going to happen, though? So getting rid of the devil and the trolls is deceitful. In the end, Wheel of Fortune, 9 of Swords, 4 of Coins, 2 of Swords. I think once the house breaks down, there's a huge change coming within the house. It might have to do with the infighting in the house with the GOP, but there's a collapse in the house that happens. And it could be because of Jack Smith and the investigation, but there's a change coming in the house, and it's going to alleviate the problems. So there's an external force that causes this change. What do you think?
Okay, what I got was the basis of it all was lies and deceits and things that were thrown out into the air and said to people. This misdirection. And we moved in that direction. The country moved in that direction. But in the far past, you know, it always kind of worked out. So no matter how difficult it got, like with Nixon, it all worked out. So everybody just sort of got very placid and used to that. And this is what's happened in the near past. We have abundance. And then now we realize we have an abundance, but there's an incredible cost to it. And what people are beginning to feel is that they can't have complete control. They need to be open to different ways of doing things and not voting like daddy voted kind of crap. And in their hopes and fears is we don't have the guardrails. All the guardrails we thought that were there were just there because sane people were in office. And right now we realize the seeds have been badly planted and the crop might not come in. But then the out cards that help are justice. Justice held together, Justice Department held together. And that's what's going to keep us together. And unlike here, where we want to be happy in the placid little boat and play like nothing was wrong, we realize something's wrong. We're going to have to look at it and deal with it. And when is change going to come? When Biden gets reelected. When they are so totally beaten down, even in Texas, I can't tell you, you drive around and there used to be pickup trucks with all the stickers and everything in the world on them. And they're not on the streets anymore. I don't drive around much, but when I used to drive around, and I live close to a very conservative area, and there you see a lot more of them. You don't see any bumper stickers. The only bumper sticker I see much anymore is my one from when Beto ran for Senate. It's the only one I didn't take off. But I think people are becoming aware as they keep vilifying Biden but then he keeps Trump coming up on the top, like with the situation in Israel. And we're hitting rock bottom. I don't know. And they're actually on some of the more liberal talk radio shows, they've been talking about what are we going to do about these people who are so blind that they still sit there, and you tell them all these awful things that happen, and they'll come up with something that Biden did when he was 19. I mean, how do you break that up? And there's a woman who got charged in the January 6th things, and she'd become kind of a den mother in Twitter and handling people's Twitters and stuff. But when she was in DC and she was separated from her social media accounts and everything for the time she was, and she spent 6 months in jail. And when she came out, she said, I have to help these other people see what I really finally saw. And one of the reasons she saw it was because one of her own kids came back to her and said, this is why we wouldn't talk to you, because what you were saying was nuts. And they started working with her. So she's trying to pull the people in that she can through her effects to say, no, look at it this way. What you've been being told is not right. And don't just listen to me. Look at all these people. And that's what's going to take to get them out of it, or they're going to die. And that's the other thing is the new COVID variant, if it really kicks off here. I went and got my shot. It's the first shot I ever reacted to, and it wasn't terrible. I just knew I had a shot. But I think having been a political strategist that used to fight for every vote I could find, I can't imagine telling your people to not do a simple thing that could save their lives. And they're dying. They're the ones, more than 90% of the hospitalizations around where I live for COVID are people who've never been vaccinated. So if you've been vaccinated, you may get sick, but you're not going to get that sick. But why would you kill off your voters and then lie to them so horribly? And when they really come back looking for you to help them, that's what happened to this woman. She said all those friendly voices and people who'd been out there trying to help her, she thought, before January 6th, disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. I think it's a Pennsylvania mom. Was just sentenced to 4.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mom of 8.
Mm-hmm.
Her plan was to let her 15-year-old run the house. She's going away for the lies. Yeah. The Biden administration is strong. It's just all this obstruction, all this.
Well, it's I think more alternative media that isn't totally tied to that is going to have to come to the fore, because mainstream media for damn sure isn't doing it. And I thought when they got rid of Chuck Todd, NBC might have taken a step up, but instead,
Walker ain't much better.
Nope.
Thank you, oil painter. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Republicans cannot, control their own.
Mm-mm.
And unfortunately, it's going to take court and justice to make things happen. Oh, that's right. 45 had to sit for a few hour deposition.
Yep.
In that suit. We all see how he does in depositions. That's a standard. Yeah. He probably went on about Marla.
Mm-hmm.
Marla. Yeah, every deposition he's ever taken is just a failure. Oh yeah, that's another one I was looking at. Ivanka. Her lawyer says this is illegal. Didn't know she was going to be subpoenaed to testify in New York.
Why?
For the Ford fraud trial. So they're filing that
If she's an adult and
she
she was
doesn't-
there and has possibility of giving information, they can bring her in to testify. She doesn't mean she has to tell the truth, or it doesn't even mean she knows anything. But why should she not have to go? Little Miss Princess, man. If
Right.
there was ever a person in the whole world I would have liked to gone up and slapped across the face, and I'm not a violent person. It was her smirky little face when she was behind Daddy saying, "Oh, I'm going to help make world peace."
While collecting $640 million for 4 years.
Yes. And being married to the poster boy for immature human beings. If they grow up, but they don't grow, you know.
Bless you, Caroline. Bless you for the donation. Okay.
I'm just in a bad mood today, guys. Don't listen to me.
Yeah. Ivanka, well, hey, Lori said, well, you dismissed her from the case, so she shouldn't have to testify.
No.
That's the reason. Basically, that's the reason.
No, it might mess up her schedule if she has one.
Baron looks like Mom Ivanka. Oh my God, Ian. Poster boy for immature human beings. Yep.
That's right. Yeah, he's the other one. I'd like to slap him, but I'm afraid I could cause real severe body damage. He's so easily.
No, I'm sorry, Ivanka. You're going to have to testify.
Yeah, I got a yes. Oh, I got all kinds of yeses. Yeah.
No. King of Wands, Page of Wands, Ace of Coins. You're going to have to give up the info. There's no protection for Miss Ivanka. King of Cups, Queen of Coins, the Star, my Duchess Star. Flipping, having to talk, and it's going to hurt the family. The family, justice, and the Ten of Swords. It's going to hurt the family in court. Sorry, Ivanka, you're going to have to testify.
Yeah, I got that she has to face the Emperor. She's really going to try to get out of this, but she's not going to. And it's as above, so below. They're going to find out exactly how much she knew.
No. I blocked Lex after I found out he was hanging with the Kushner and Ivanka. I won't watch him anymore.
Oh, did you see the little news clip? You know, this British spy that wrote the dossier on Trump that actually was started by a Republican group to get dirt on Trump to get him out of the race. And then when they ditched him, then the guy came back and met through some people that knew Hillary. But that spy, through the whole administration, Ivanka stayed in touch with him. They're personal friends.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Daddy's upset.
Daddy's not happy.
About the relationship with Christopher Steele. Oh. Yeah, now 45 in a post says, never knew Sidney Powell.
Yeah, never saw the woman. There's pictures of him standing next to her.
She wasn't my lawyer. I had nothing to do with her. That's going to work on social media. Nice try. Nancy's spot on. Linda says, you're spot on.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Linda. I mean, really, today I told Scott, I got something's wrong with my ear and I can't hear out of my right ear at all. I've already been to a doctor. It's nothing horrible. It's a blocked eustachian tube. When I was a kid, I had a lot of ear infections and I haven't had any problems with my ears in 30 years. And this popped up yesterday. So all I can hear is out of this ear. And this ear just sort of has a rushy little oceany sound going on in it, which just makes me nuts. It's really hard for me to think. I can read cards quite well, though. Yeah, I know. Everybody send me love and light. I need this sucker out of my head. All I can get is information through my receiving side. My doing side is blocked. Okay.
So the judge, you seen the judge fined him
Yeah.
five grand, right?
Right. And then Don Jr. immediately posted what he was not supposed to put out there. So.
Yeah, Don Jr.'s putting out there what Daddy wants to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's ridiculous. It's like you gotta specify every little thing to stop hurting people. You know what? In my mind, I'm like, it's never been brought up, all the millions of dollars on security that all these people have because of this nonsense. If they would stop the hate and division here on him and shut him down completely, maybe they wouldn't need security.
Well, I've got the answer about Don Jr. retreating. It was an intemperate move, you think? I'm trying to defend my daddy. But it's sending him on a rougher voyage that he needs to go on. And I don't know which judge is going to get him. But that's what his out card is getting caught in prison, getting trapped. And it could be trapped by fines. And Don Jr. probably doesn't have all that much left money-wise. Since aren't their assets completely overseen by a woman that the court set up that they can't move money from accounts or do anything with their businesses until she signs off on it?
Barbara Jones. Barbara Jones is, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Let's see, yeah. It looks like, according to these cards, that 45 is trying to have Junior do his dirty deeds.
Yeah, but the judge said anyone who's ever spoken for him as a surrogate, that was part of their order. Probably he missed that part.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be warmed up again soon here. Clarified, whatever. So I have the 10 of Swords, Queen of Cups, and we're going to evaluate the situation again. So I think things have been clarified. As far as trouble, I'm not getting trouble. I just think it's going to be clarified more that all surrogates and everything.
You're going to get locked up.
Family, lawyers, the Trump campaign can't do this crap anymore. So I'm not getting any justice, any kind of dealings. It's just like, okay, we got to shut all this down. It's like another clarifying thing, unfortunately. So I don't see any justice for Don Jr. And the devil on the bottom. The grifting front. It's that outrage that brings in money.
That's all it is. If it didn't make money, they wouldn't do it. Alex Jones wouldn't sit there and growl like a little troll every day if it wasn't bringing in money, which he's not going to have anymore since the judge said, we've been following all your accounts. We know where your money is. You're going to pay. Your bankruptcy doesn't protect you.
So Cohen's coming in Tuesday, I think, to testify. It's 45 coming back to New York. It seems like the only reason he wants to show up in New York is trying to avoid something else. Well, 45 in front. Cohen when he testifies. I'm being shown he's absent. I'm not seeing him.
So we're asking if Trump's going to show up for it?
Yeah, he's going to be in court this week in New York for his fraud trial. Or the Trump word for fraud trial.
I show that he is. It's not a well thought out idea, but it's going to bring about a big change among not just him, but other people. He's going to get hung out to dry in the middle of this. Afterwards, he's going to try to swing some kind of deal to walk away from the fight, but he doesn't have the legal people to help put that together. So he's going to be there, and it's not going to be pretty.
Way on the bottom. On the bottom, I have my decisions in waiting and unsurety about going. Strength, Knight of Cups, and Queen of Wands is in my past position, so that is travel. It kind of feels like a way to try to show strength and be in court. You know, one of the reasons why I think he wants to be there is to show, what do you call it?
Glower at him.
The glower at him, you know, make him the fear factor. So then I got a new idea, Ace of Swords, some clarity, awakening, some issues here. The Moon, clarity, and then reliving the past with the Six of Cups. In the end, I have Courthouse, Justice, Ace of Wands, and Queen of Cups. It shows he does really want to be there.
Because he always thinks he can win.
Yeah,
he thinks he can talk his way out of anything.
Ace of Wands is about travel too, and then here's Courthouse, being in a courthouse. I don't know. Maybe it's, you know, I still got that decision though. That's what's weird. His intentions are to be there, but it feels like something might happen though beforehand, where it's like issues, he can't deal with it. I don't know. It's up in the air. So I think he does want to be there for the intimidation factor. Cards are kind of showing something may happen with his psyche, his energy. He can't get his snort down quite right to be functional. That kind of feeling. Yeah, the cards are showing he does want to show up and show strength. Guess it depends if he's got a golf tournament that week.
Oops, I forgot I left the water running next to my gold toilet. I have to run back to Mar-a-Lago and stop it.
I mean, he could show up and then leave right away or that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, he's been known to do that. Go take a long lunch. Cat Whisperer asked, will any Republicans flip to Democratic this year? Do you think if the chaos got that I could see if the chaos got worse and in the districts that are close to 50-50, they're not being treated well out there in the world.
Oh, I didn't start. 10:30. I've seen that, but I didn't start.
It's 10:30.
Yeah.
He's past the first stages, kids.
He's not good then. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna scroll back. I thought I started that, but I did see it. Okay, flipping.
Okay, they're not flipping, they're changing parties. I'll put the question in, Scott, so you can have it.
Let's see. We'll go back.
It's hard, guys. You have no idea when you're trying to dig through this stuff how hard it is to see. I just put it in as the bottom. Should be the bottommost question.
Oh, I did find it then.
You did find it.
It was easier. Okay.
Okay.
I see you put it in. Okay. But anyway.
Well, it's nice to give our chat their due for coming up with the good questions. So.
Any Republicans changing party? Two Democrats. Yeah, Carol's like they would go independent before they go Democrat.
Some would, but y'all don't remember when after the civil rights law was passed, all these Southern senators became Republicans. They were Democrats. When I came here in '68, there were still a bunch of them that were in office. So. Well.
The Chaos Party is causing problems.
Mm-hmm. I've got yes, because they sense that that's the only way there's going to be some kind of justice. And even though the Ten of Cups means a happy place to be, even if it's not the happiest, but it's happier than others. Right now in the center, they want to move forward. They want to see motion. And they want to get out of this intellectual chaos that they're stuck in. But the biggest part is they're being offered money. Democrats have so outraged Republicans monetarily that there would be groups that to get them over would buy them. And we know that a lot of these people are for sale anyway. I'd hope the Democrats would have the smarts to not pay money to the dumb ones, but, votes vote. I got a yes.
I don't, me personally, I don't like that because you can just flip whenever you want and cause chaos. And it's not good for the future. How outraged we were.
Mm-hmm.
Other people went from Democrat to Republican midstream.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I do see some offers amidst the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So Page of Cups, Five of Swords, and my Strength and Endurance card. So there's respect from institution, but the chaos, there may be offers already. Five of Swords is that Chaos Caucus. There is energy leaning that way. Page of Swords, my Empress, and the Ace of Wands. Teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Teamwork, hope, and asking for a change. Page of Swords. In the end, I sense more of a change next cycle. Because the Wheel of Fortune is always about changing of cycles. Next term, here we have Ace of Cups making decisions then, and then walking away. So there are moderates and whatnot that do feel like they're disappointed. They want to walk away from it all. But the Wheel of Fortune is all about next cycles, not immediate change, changing their luck and fortunes. So I don't know. There are losses coming. If Jack Smith and his team actually indict Republicans, that would cause a big change.
Well, that's going to cause a change anyway.
Because there's losses coming for the GOP. In recent filings, special counsel did mention about nobody's above the law.
Right.
And he mentioned Supreme Court justices. They mentioned people in Congress. They mentioned anyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, kind of a strange comment coming from a filing from special counsel that and making that specific, right? Before they would always just say no one's above the law. But now he's basically stating in the recent filings, Supreme Court justices, people in Congress, business leaders, anyone. So I thought that was pretty, whoa, what do we got going on here?
Thank you, Carolyn Pooler.
Special counsel's mentioning
your names.
Yeah,
I agree with what
reasons.
Karen's saying. Sorry, Scott, it's not the same. The woman who changed the voter to having the House in one of the Carolinas to having a supermajority, that was money. And she had been taking support and money from the Democratic Party for a long time. And she did a flip that was like, what? These people are watching the party. The only way they can express their vote through their caucus is to destroy the government, for there to be no budget. I mean, that's their only damn job that those guys have to do, is
right.
Men or women have to do, is pass that budget. So, it's,
yeah, I mean,
it's not the same. And remember when Bush got elected, Angus King turned into an independent so he could go over and caucus with the Democrats, because he was in the room listening what the Republicans were going to do, and it's something he morally couldn't do.
Yeah, they don't have to switch parties. They could just actually vote better.
Well, but if they want to have any power to get into committees and stuff, they need to become independents. That's true. Mitt Romney's right.
There was more coming out. Maybe it came from his book. There was more comments about what Romney said about certain people.
But he's been sitting there for 2 years. He could have switched and become a Republican. I mean, he could have switched and become a Republican. Yeah, he could have switched and become a something.
Yeah. Well, your mayor switched parties midstream too.
Well, he's not in a partisan position. He is a jerk, but he's not in a partisan position. And, there's no defense to that. I've been around him. I would not have been something I would have thought he'd do, but it means somebody waves enough money and you're someone who wants money. And that guy, he's kind of like the woman from Arizona's Cinema. He's kind of like a cinema figure. He grew up in a very poor household, and everything he's gotten, he's earned on his own, and got a scholarship to Harvard, I think, and he's not a bad person, I don't think, but I think he doesn't want to be poor. I'd rather be poor, no offense, and that has been my option, truly, and I'd rather be poor than go with those guys, but.
It's still wrong. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's not a good thing to do. Just leave the office, vacate it, let your voters decide who they want in there.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, we're already at 1:30, so let's bring out some inspiration cards.
Okay. Ooh, I have a fun deck. Every October I get a deck. That's a Halloweeny deck. And this is Witching Oracle. It's Awaken Your Inner Witch. And when I do my October parties, which are all obviously Halloween parties, they always like to have a new thing to show. So we're going to do Witching Hour Oracle.
Yeah, I know, Evelyn. These people are just crazy. Moms for Liberty and school boards. Just causing chaos.
Is that the Taliban and minivans?
Yes.
Or the assholes with casseroles? That's the other one.
I had the Magician coming out.
Good.
Manifesting your life. You have what it takes to magically change your beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
And then that shows there's light at the end of the tunnel with the Six of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
It's also travel, but sigh of relief. And then I have 10 of Raphael. Love and blessings fulfill your life. It's just saying it starts taking is just the manifest and think about what you want for yourself in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Stay positive, stay focused, stay in love and light. And then we all have happily ever after.
Okay. You done?
Yep.
That's a good reading. Okay. What I got was knowing. And what knowing says is take the first step. When knowing comes up in your reading, it's your validation that you already know what to do in your situation. This is a sign to stop doubting your own brilliance. You can't see it, but your higher self is downloading infinite amounts of information every single moment of the day and is sharing it with you through your dreams, your desires, and the things that excite you. Every daydream or fantasy is a glimpse of what could be in your future. There are no flights of fancy or delusions of grandeur. This is your higher self, backed up by your ancestors, spirit guides, and all the cosmos, giving you the breadcrumbs to lead you to your next place. So that's a nice week.
Use the focus. Use the focus. Bring in those electric charges.
Yep.
Move it forward. I like it. I like it a lot.
And don't fight it, because if you do, one of your ears will quit working. I can tell you from current experience, that's not pleasant.
Well, everyone, for a quick second, send some light to Nancy's clogged ear. Let her reopen, release.
Yeah, just get to the eustachian tube and tell it to move it. So,
like a tapeworm. Just imagine it coming.
Oh no, ick.
You ever heard that? My quick story. My 7th grade science teacher said blessings, Diva. Said in class, he goes, kind of a joke, but he goes, you know how you get rid of a tapeworm? So every for 3 days, the first day you eat a cookie and drink some milk. Next day you eat a cookie and drink some milk. The next day you just drink the milk and then put the cookie in front of your mouth. It'll wonder where the cookie is, and then you just pull it out.
That's why teachers need unions.
Oh, love and light, everyone. Cat whisperer.
Okay.
Yeah, love and light and hearing.
Thank you. Thank you. What do you have going this week, Scott? Do you have any shows?
Yeah, just planning on Tuesday night. Yep, that's it.
Okay. I've got my show on Tuesday, and I'm still teaching. I'm teaching the 5th week of my tarot classes, and they're going very well.
Beautiful.
And because I'm not feeling 100%, I'm not promising anybody anything else, I don't think. Maybe I do have past life reading on Thursdays. Let me look quickly. I should have been prepared. I'm sorry. Thursday. Past life reading at 1 o'clock on Thursday.
Cool.
And if you're a member, if you're a subscriber to my channel, you can post a question and we take the first numbers that we can. Because like last time we had something like 30 people post it. But if you're a member, I post it the day before and then get a chance to ask if you want a past life reading in the comments. So.
Nice. Like
the
it.
Other stuff we do.
All right. Blessings, everyone. Have a great Sunday.
Okay.